Page 35 letters. After Miss Bernstein's kindergartners arrive at their classroom the first thing Monday morning, they quickly put their backpacks and other items from home in their tote trays. They then go straight to the front of the room, find an empty spot in the painted red circle on the floor, and listen to the story that Miss Bernstein is already starting to read aloud. School always begins with an exciting story, and the children don't want to miss it by squandering their time with tote trays. After she finishes the story, Miss Bernstein sings hello to everyone by name to the tune of Happy Birthday, like so. Good morning to Jack. Good morning to Jack. How are you this morning? At this point, the child who's been identified in the song reads the final line. How are you? The children are always delighted when they hear their own names called in the song. Their names are a signal they too can sing along with Miss Bernstein. Once everyone has joined in, Miss Bernstein brings the song to the close. Who wasn't in our song today? She asks. Tony wasn't in the song, Miss Bernstein. Margaret calls out. Remember, he has a doctor appointment this morning. Denzel's not here either, adds Justin. He still has the flu. Miss Bernstein writes Antonio and Denzel on the chalkboard, sounding out each letter as she does so. So we have Antonio and Denzel absent today. Let's see this week's office helpers. John, will you take this absentee form to the office for us, John? As John leaves the room, Miss Bernstein begins a game of Ridley Ree, a game that the children know well. Ridley Ree, I see someone you don't see. It has the colors of red, white, and blue. It begins with the letter F. What is it? The fan, responds Lena. Well, fan does begin with the letter F, but let's look closely now. Is our fan red, white, and blue? Miss Bernstein asks. No, only white. Lena responds. That car over there. Marcy volunteers, pointing to a toy car lying on top of the toy chest. Yes, Marcy, the car is red, white, and blue. Miss Bernstein replies. It starts with the cast sound, doesn't it? What sound does F make? F, the class shouts. I know its face, Tammy exclaims. The clown's face is red, white, and blue. No, it's pink, white, and blue. Mac points out. It's flag, yells Billy. Our flag is red, white, and blue. Very good, Billy, Miss Bernstein says. Now it's your turn to have us guess something. Oh, welcome back, John. We're in the middle of a game of Ridley Ree. Why don't you join us? Ridley Ree, chants Billy. I see something you don't see. It has the color black. It begins with the letter L. The black letters in Josh's shirt. Grant offers. Nope. The little black chair. Tiffany asks. Nope. The black lines in the top of the bulletin board. And Maria suggests. Nope. Black lines painted on the chalkboard where Prentice printing shows Jane. How about the black Legos that someone tried to paint black with magic markers? Mitch asks, no giggles, Billy. We give up, Billy. Miss Bernstein concedes. What's black and begins with the letter L? The electric cord and the fan. He enters smugly. Miss Bernstein smiles. Oh, I see. You know, a lot of children pronounce the word that way, but actually the word is electric like this. She writes the word in uppercase letters on the chalkboard. See, it actually begins with the letter E. Okay, we didn't have the runner at that time. Grant, why don't you think of the next word we can guess? Miss Bernstein eventually brings the Ridley Rec session to a close. Boy, we had some really tricky ones today, didn't we? But unfortunately, you are really good guessers. It's always fun to think about the letters that are different words start with. Don't you agree, class? Children yell yes in unison. Today we will be making Valentines for special people in our lives. Miss Bernstein continues. The children clap and giggle with excitement as their teacher writes Valentine on the chalkboard. What letter does the word Valentine begin with? V. Many of the children call out. Right. Let's have two volunteers make a V for this on the floor. Several hands shoot into the air. Okay, Kelsey and Devin, come on up here and show us what the letter V looks like. Kelsey and Devin obligingly lie side by side on the floor next to where Miss Bernstein is standing. The other children request to watch. Miss Bernstein looks at Kelsey and Devin and mark placement. Something's not right here. Class, this looks like a V. It looks like more than two sticks put together. Kelsey and Devin giggle. They should put their feet together, Julia said. Oh, good idea. Bernstein replies as she sips in and nudges Kelsey's and Devin's bodies into V-like shape. Where do you think now? Class, do you have a V? Yes, the children answer good, but we're going to be making a lot of Valentine's this morning, so no one B is not going to be enough. Each of you find a partner to make Valentine's with on the floor. The children pair off and find empty spots throughout the classroom. Miss Bernstein circulates and inspects the abuse each pair makes, occasionally teasing children who have made crooked runs. Well done, boys and girls. Miss Bernstein commends her students now. Let's all come back to the circle to talk about how we might want to make our Valentine's cards. The children walk quite quickly back to the red painted circle at the front of the room. Once everyone is skated and looking attentively in her direction, Miss Bernstein begins. Let's think about the people we want to make our Valentines for. We could make one for our mother and our father. We could make one for our grandparents or an aunt or uncle. We could make one for brother or sister. We could make one for friend or neighbor. But I'm curious, why do we make Valentine's cards anyway? Show people that we love them. Most of the answers. To give them something pretty, says Kyung. To make them feel good, said Marty. Yes. Miss Bernstein's replies of Valentine can mean all of those things. Now I realize that you may all have special people in their lives. So if you finish your first Valentine early, you can make another one. Somewhere on your Valentine, I would like you to write a special note saying how much you care about the person you are giving it to. When you write your note, try sending out the words on your own. Write your message on a piece of scrap paper first, and I'll help you with your spelling. Remember the word Valentine is written on the board in case you want to use it in the message. Noticing that Joshua is staring at the window, Miss Bernstein gently puts her hand on his shoulder to regain his attention. There isn't any right or wrong way to make Valentine. I brought in some examples of Valentines that it was made. Notice how different they are. You can make your Valentine any way you like. Now, please listen closely to my instructions before you from your seats. You should all walk quietly to our tote trays to get your pencils, crayons, glue. Then walk quickly to your seats and begin to work. You'll find red, pink, and white construction paper on every table, okay? Mrs. Bernstein pauses to be sure that all eyes are on her. Let's make Valentines. The children chatter happily among themselves as they work on their Valentines, but Mrs. Bernstein doesn't seem to mind the noise. Instead, she walks around the room, helping the children with their written messages. She is not surprised to have many misspellings in what children have written, for example, in large black letters. Sally has written, "I love you, Mommy. Will you be my Valentine?" Underneath Sally's words, Miss Bernstein writes in smaller letters, "I love you, Mommy. Will you be my Valentine?" This is how words are spelled in the printed world, like our storybooks. Miss Bernstein tells Sally, then to continue to circulate about the classroom. She shows the other children how each of the messages is spelled in the printed world. Half hour later, Miss Bernstein rings a bell on her desk, and the children scramble to tidy up their tables. Several of them get a bit rowdy as they throw their discarded construction pieces in the recycle bins. Miss Bernstein flicks a switch for the overhead lights on and off, and the room immediately becomes quiet. The children whisper to each other as they finish the cleanup and then head out to the red circle. Miss Bernstein smiles at her class. "I like how you used your indoor voices to clean up your mess. Aren't your table spotless?"